Okay, well, hopefully I'm going live soon so you guys can see what I'm planning to work on today. So here we go. Today is a remark day. It's not something that I was planning to do as far as remarks. I thought I was done, but there was somehow with the counting, when I was gone doing the signing and remarks, we got some of the counts off as far as how many orders there were. So I need to actually technically only do 2. But Comics Elite was so amazing and kind, and they gave me a whole stack of remarks. I mean, a whole stack of books. So I have extra books that I can do more remarks on if I want. So I have approximately 2.5 hours to work on remarks. So we'll just get as many done as we can on this live stream. And let me check something really quick with my camera. You know what, I don't want to screw it up. Never mind. Okay, so I'll show you guys my general process for doing remarks and how they all come together. So I have a massive stack of virgin covers and another massive stack. Like, check this out. Yay! So I have a fair few that I can work on, but the ones that I absolutely need to get done are 2 virgin covers, and what was requested was that I do a Batman Who Laughs and a Harley Quinn. So classic Harley Quinn. So I'm gonna work on those first, and I'll show you guys some of the things I've learned about doing remarks. I'm not saying that my way is the right way in any way, because, you know, it's always tricky with remarks, and you have to kind of, you have to test the paper of each book to find out what is going to work best for you and for the tools that you're using. So for me, the tools that I have, I'll go over with you in a minute, but this is the method that I found works best for me on remarks. Hello, Mr. E. Hey, White Cat. Hey, Mike. So good to see you guys. I don't know what happened. My camera is now focused wider or something, and it's getting more of the room, and I look far away. So hello over there. But I'm going to get started on remarks. So the tools that I personally use are, I'm looking for my pencil. Oh yeah, I put it in one of these. All right. So what I use, and I forgot to bring with me, is I actually use a 9B. So this is a very, very soft lead. And the reason why I like to use such a soft lead, and yes, I do, for the more involved remarks, I do pencil them in first. And you'll see how I do it. So the 9B is a softer lead. It's not going to dig into the book, and it's going to transfer color. I mean, some kind of indication line for me of what I'm trying to do relatively easily. And I'm going to be working on a few remarks at a time. You'll see why. It's because I have to leave everything in varying stages of getting dry. But with the tools that I use, I've found that the very best pens for working on blanks, not blanks, glossy cover stock is these Molotov markers. And I realized that it's a W at the end, so I really should have done that in my hashtags. Whoops. Anyway, these are the markers that I use. I have another one in green, I have some white, and then I have 2 different sizes, like a more Sharpie style nib, and then another one that's a really fat paint pen nib, and I use both, and you'll see why. Anthony is here. Prime Time is here. Hello. Hello, The Brain. Hello, Chidioko. And Wayne, it's so nice to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining. And we will begin. So let's go ahead and start with the Batman Who Laughs. because he is just so freaking fun to draw. Not gonna lie. So I am opening up my Facebook to like snoop on myself. No, it's because I'm gonna see where I actually placed the other Batman Who Laughs on the book, just to make sure that I'm getting them in the right place. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. All right, there we go. Batman Who Laughs. Saving image. Snoop, snoop on me. Okay. Hello, Megatron Thor, Zombie Folly, Chris Love, good to see you. Jeff. All right, so here we go. I'm just getting the image that I saved before. So I really even went over Ivy a little tiny bit. So I'll have to see if I feel like carrying that through or not. We'll just see where the mood takes. Yes, this is my Twitch channel. I'm so glad you signed on here, Chitty. It's awesome. Okay. So, the thing that I do first, and I don't even know if this is even technically correct, but I feel like it does help a little bit, and I erase the portion that I feel like drawing at first. And the reason why I do is I feel that it just removes, like, not even to where you can feel it, not to where you can see it, but it removes a little bit of that extreme glossy shine. This book has a very glossy, smooth finish, which is amazing. It looks wonderful. It's a little hard to get anything to stick on it. So I erase it first. I think it removes just a slight bit of that sheen. Hello, Jeff. I don't know if I'm going to be taking remarks in MegaCon. Just have to wait until my sketch email goes around for MegaCon specifically, and you know, each time is slightly different as far as what I'm offering. Yeah, Anthony, it's been forever. Scott, Steve. Oh, sorry, Megatron. Yeah, I didn't make it to Planet this year. Okay, so this is the area that I do my remarks in. And so what I'm doing is just erasing a little tiny bit to just remove part of the sheen. And you know what? That little bust in my thing made a scratch, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. Bummer. Love you too, Anthony. All right, trying again here. This, I'm gonna have to go back and get the eraser holders that actually go with the Pentel Click Erase erasers, which I'm not too pleased about, but oh well. So as you guys can see, when I remove all my eraser shavings, you can't see any of what I just did, but it does make it a little bit easier to draw on. It might even be that there's just a little bit of the eraser film left on it. That means that you can see your pencils. It's crazy. All right, so I'm using a 9B, which is an extremely smooth lead. It doesn't rough the surface, it just takes off a little bit of that extreme glossiness. Yes, these are already claimed remarks. They were actually part of the pre-sale, and there was something off in our calculations as far as how many books I had done. Okay, 1 second. All right. I'm going to do a time-lapse film of this, just for fun. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so now that I've got a basic outline of what I want for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with white. So I have this here to activate the pen. So I'm just gonna show this to the camera, and this is the fatter nib, and I actually just go through for the whole area that I know I want to have white for his skin. I'm just filling it with the white marker. All right, and now I have to set this to the side and start in on the next one, which is gonna be a Harley. Oh, that's so cool, Scott, thank you. Shazam was great, that's great news. All right, now I need to do the erasing very carefully. Hello, Shane. Welcome to the stream today. All right, so what I'm doing is now the exact same thing, and I'm filling her face with white. Just because I feel like there's a lot of detail going on in the background, and this will really help to help the remarks to pop out. You know what, Megatron, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so I just tested that one and it's not dry yet. So let's do one more and let's just do a poison ivy or something. Yes, I'm doing remarks today. 2 of them are for someone, yes. And then the other ones, like the one I'm working on right now, is literally just because I'm waiting for the ink to dry on the other 2 remarks. So I'm going to do a profile shot right here, and I'm going to make it of poison ivy. And right now I'm just kind of marking out where her face is. And personally, I just find it removes some stress from me to have a little bit of an outline and an idea of where I'm putting the mouth and everything like that. So that's why I do a little bit of pencil. Chin a little bit longer. All right, and I don't need the back of her head because that's all going to be hair. I just need the front. Make sure all the eraser shavings are gone, and I'm going to fill this one as well. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Arrow. See you later, Mark. Have fun. All right, so there we go. Ivy is now mapped out and gonna be placed to the side. Let's see if Batman Who Laughs is dry. Okay, yes, he's dry. Happiness. So now I'm going to use a thinner, lighter pen to get a bit more of the actual details going on for him. So, Batman Who Laughs has a real gummy smile. You can see a lot of his gums. So I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here, but I'm drawing in a lot of gum for him. I don't really have the right gum color, but at least I don't think so. I'll look through my stuff because I do have a lot more colors with me at home than I did when I was on the road. And my personal preference is when Batman Who Laughs has really chipped, gnarly looking teeth. Like when they don't even really look human. And that's my favorite look for him. Kind of think the way Greg Capullo has drawn Batman Who Laughs. I love the way the teeth look there. So, and I know everyone kind of has their own way of drawing Batman Who Laughs teeth, but I definitely like to do it that way, and I kind of angle all his teeth like that his jaw, his upper and lower jaw, are kind of meeting like this. So the teeth are going in where they connect. Again, no particular reason, I just think it looks cool. All right, now this is where I feel like I'm gonna get high, is this stuff. It's some kind of, it's called Deco Color, and this was actually a gift at C2E2 by somebody. These are literally the strongest smelling metallic markers I have ever encountered. That being said, they are also the strongest, most vibrant in color. So it's, you use with caution. All right. Yes, I do. Okay, this will, I think, work as far as gum tone for Batman Who Laughs. And then, of course, he has a bunch of, like, very bloody gums. So, I can mix a few different colors together. Yeah, that's right, Zombie Folly. So Batman Who Laughs always has one spike right in the middle. And because of the angle that we're looking at his face from, I am angling his the spike going up ever so slightly. I'm having to kind of force some of the perspective so that it doesn't just look like a dot. So I'm using regular Sharpie marker over the Molotov paint pen. Now, if you go over it too much, you will start running into it picks up the paint pen. But if you're light about it and careful, you can actually do at least one pass of tone. And then I'm just putting some straight up black shadow in the back so that it looks like his jaw is actually going back. No, thank you so much, Kylie. Art teacher, I actually don't know. I did not count the time, and generally I don't. I just work as good and as fast as I can, and if I get too hung up on the hours of how much something took me, for me personally, I've found that it's not particularly healthy, so I don't. All right, and I'm gonna get some yellow. Oh, thank you so much, art teacher. Gabriel, hello. All right, Batman Who Laughs teeth are kind of yellow, so I should have done the yellow before I put the black down, and that's my bad. I kind of forgot about the yellow hue of his teeth. So these are Sharpie permanent marker pens. So I was just using a black one, and these don't really attach very well to this paper on their own, but they do attach very nicely, or they bond to the acrylic. So they work well like that, just not very good on their own. All right, so I make the lips completely red. And he kind of has like red, bloody gums. He has bloody teeth. And then he also has like black goop in his mouth as well. So basically just make him look as evil and gnarly as possible and you'll be on the right track. But I don't know why I find him so fun to draw. I guess because the thing about him that makes him not scary or stressful to draw is that he's literally like a giant gnarly smile with red lips, and you know, like you can break him down into a very small amount of things and it's pretty clearly him. So it's really nice and awesome to work on Batman Who Laughs. Yeah, right? Hello, Philip. Welcome to the stream today. And actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's perfectly fine if the yellow pulls some of the black. That makes his teeth look even more gnarly. If it pulls a little bit of the yellow and red in there, yeah, that works. His teeth look bad. And I always put a little bit of yellow in his gums too. Honestly, it just helps make it look a little bit more like skin. This color that I had is really great, but then also it's not quite right. Yeah, I hear you on that, DC, for sure. Okay, so this is kind of the bit more blood on his teeth. His teeth are really fun. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Scott. That means a ton. I thought about that one all day because I actually get up at 5 in the morning to work on my diaries. 5:15, and I sleep those 15 minutes. You betcha. But I get up and work on it in the morning, and then I kind of think about it, make sure it's good. So I was really unsure about that one, so it means a lot. Thank you. All right, so now I'm doing a black line just to help his mouth stand out a little bit more. And I do the black line at the end just to not blend it. He does have red lips, not like dark black or really dark maroon lips. So I do that at the end because otherwise the red Sharpie would pull the black Sharpie and we'd have a whole mess. Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit of black goop on him, and then there's going to be a whole fuck ton of red. And actually, I'm going to use the Molotov pen for the rest of this. So this is the Molotov acrylic paint pen, and this is in the EF, I guess, extra fine size. It certainly isn't extra fine, but maybe grading on the Molotov curve, it is extra fine. Who knows? So his skin is very lumpy, gnarly. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. It's so great to have you here. So I didn't realize this at the beginning, and then after a little bit more research, I realized that he does kind of have the bat visor on as well, or cowl. So you can see under his, weird spiky goggle thingy that there's a little bit of the Batman cowl going down underneath his nose. Sorry, guys. All right, so then I'm gonna have his, he has like, kind of think like Dracula collar. Apologies, Pat Draws. Don't mean to offend anyone, but I do talk how I talk. Thank you, Kylie. All right, so then he has, like, basically think runny lipstick. All right, now I'm gonna have his collar going right here and then off to the side here. And I'm gonna, I don't know, I might not go over Ivy just to leave her nicely outlined and stuff, and then just have one spike going over Ivy. I have yet to determine that, but first things first, we need to get the top of his hat inked in with black, and then the silver is going to go on at the end. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, so I have to blend the pens. Oh yeah, this one was giving me trouble. Never mind, I'll use the thinner one. I have to shake them to blend them. Yes, I think so, art teacher. You can use Sharpie markers. It really depends on the paper of the piece that you're working on. This stuff is extremely high gloss and very slick. So while you can use Sharpies on them, they don't stick very well. They kind of do that like where you pour water over a plastic plate and it starts to bubble. It looks like that. But these can be gotten, actually, you know, I looked on Amazon.com, and this is always getting me. I live in Canada, right? So Amazon.ca is the one that I should be looking at. But I'm constantly looking on Amazon.com and finding these amazing deals on all the shit I'm trying to buy, and then I realize it's .com, and I'm like, God damn it. And then I go look on .ca, and it costs 6 times the price. That being said, you can get a pack of a bunch of different colors of the Molotov pens. You can get them on .ca, but if you go on .com, you'll get them for an amazing deal, and you can get a whole pack. So it's actually not too hard to get a hold of these pens. You don't have to go to a very dedicated art store. You can get them on Amazon. No goodies for me at all. F. Yeah, it really does. Oh, you're awesome, Central Park. All right, so I think for Ivy, I'm gonna go ahead and just work around her. If it was an important part of Batman Who Laughs, I would probably go over Ivy, but the collar is not a, it's not one of the main identifying features of Batman Who Laughs. If it was, I would go over. So I'm probably gonna go over her arm over here with the spike, but then his collar is not nearly as important. So I'm going to drop it back behind her here and just give her a little bit of an outline, which I think helps her pop out even more, and it works out nicely for everybody. So the reason why it's stopping there is this is going to be his neck right here. And then with the remarks, what I've been doing is just kind of letting them trail off like so. And so it helps to kind of merge them gently into the rest of the blank. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, and now it's Silver Sharpie time. Whoa, this stuff is strong. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a spot over here where I didn't erase as well, and it's not sticking as well over there, even this strong paint pen. So it happens. The erasing, I feel, really helps. And for anyone who just joined in, I erase over the book. Not for any other reason than to kind of clear away the top film of whatever gloss varnish is on the paper. Okay, so I know it's looking a little odd right now. We're kind of missing some important information here. But I have to put those things down first, and then I can go in and add in the black lines, and then everything will start making sense again. Okay, so now I'm going to take my white pen and my slightly thinner one. So it's the EF white pen, and I'm going to start putting in some highlights back into Batman Who Laughs. Oh, good. I'm glad that's helpful, art teacher. See you later, DC. Have a good night's sleep. So not everything on his collar is even dry yet, but enough of it is that I can at least get some of the portions to help show that his neck is not connected to his collar over there. Give his teeth a little bit of highlight. Give some of the blood a little bit of highlight. Put some texture in on the black here, because his hat / helmet dealio definitely looks like it's got a bit of texture to me. Yeah, what that is, Gabriel, is it's portions that are still not completely dry yet. They'll dry up soon. All right, so the silver Sharpie dries very quickly, so that is nice. And now I'm just going in to the silver Sharpie area, and I'm inking it, basically inking it at the very, very end. Okay, that's not dry, so I'm gonna need to go this way. Yes, art teacher, you definitely do. They, you have to kind of have a thing here to like activate the pen. Have some kind of, oh, whoops, I was showing it in the wrong place. Have some kind of paper towel or something, because you have to kind of press the nib down in order to get any ink to come out. But when it does, usually it kind of makes a bit of a mess. So yeah, you definitely want to have like a paper towel or a good napkin or something to catch all the excess ink. Okay, I realized the angle up was a little aggressive, so I'm just fixing that real quick. And then this one. Give that a little bit of a thicker outline. All right, and then I did a little bit of red colored pencil last time, and I thought it kind of looked good. I just put some of this around. So thankfully, because of the acrylic paint pen that I put down first, you can add a little bit of colored pencil. Just looking for the black Where is my black? Here we go. Oh, thank you, art teacher. Oh, Obi-Wan, that's cool. No, I have never done any remarks on Funko Pops because I pretty much only do remarks on work that I've worked on. But yeah, I would imagine that something like this would work on it as well, but I can't say for sure because I've never thought about it really. Okay, let's get some white highlight on his visor thingy. Hey, Devin. So I'm just cleaning up some of my outlines here. Cleaning it up, especially around Ivy, so it looks nice and soft. And here, putting a white line around him so that he pops out from Ivy on this spot, and then she pops out from him underneath. There we go. And then let's give him a little bit more red. She's popping all right. Yay! Oh, you got your set today, Devin. I'm so happy. Yay. Okay, let's get a little bit of blood going down here. Can be pooling right there. Right there. I think it just helps give a little bit more visual interest if he's got more going on. And let's give him a nice red outline all the way around him. Alright, so here I'm going to put it in front of Ivy, and then it's going to trail off by the side of his head. So the red isn't going to go all the way down. I'm just going to do that. And then have some red here. All done. Okay, so I use a thick red pen for signing, and I sign when I'm done, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Kylie's back. Yay, Mr. E, thank you. Oh, okay, art teacher, this is what happens when you activate the pen. So it does tend to have a little splooging issue, so just always have some kind of dab pad ready. All right, so I've been signing the books either up here or down here in the corner, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sign it, and then this one is finished. Voila! All right, now we can move on to Harley. So I'm just gonna move this to the side to dry. Oh, cool. That's awesome, Kylie. All right, so definitely Harley is dry now. Now, because this one is a little bit more of a face I need to get right, I do, is that it? I have the basic outline done, but I do put a little tiny bit of indication for the face. I personally just feel more comfortable having the art mapped out and planned a little bit more. I really admire the people that can just straight up Sharpie on the page, and I can for simpler ones, but for these ones that are literally like a commission on here, I feel better about actually drawing it out. Now, the catch and the punishment for me wanting to pencil in my stuff is it doesn't erase, so I have to go over it with a couple dots of white. So I'm going to be keeping my line art extremely minimal, as little as possible, just to make sure the eyes are aligned properly and stuff like that. Or then I have to re-whiten her face. Bear in mind that this is classic Harley, so she is going to have the goggles on. Hey, River Dragon, welcome to the stream today. Okay, I just want to make sure her eyes are aligned correctly. Hey, Tom! With the non-photo blue, I just find that it's a little harder to erase. So, with a mechanical pencil, you can erase it when you're really in a bind, or, you know, just on other papers, it's erasable. Non-photo blue, I don't find as easy to erase. I used to work with it a lot, and I have a lot of lead, and I just never touch it anymore. But that's just a personal preference thing. It doesn't mean in any way that you can't use the tools you like, or that the tools I like are better somehow. It's just what works for me. Okay, so now I'm just doing the final bits of her goggles. So I'm going to shorten the top of her head a little bit. Because I decided I wanted to have her looking down a bit more. And I did her face a little bit more at a lower angle. So I'm going to do this real quick, move her head down slightly. Because it was looking a little too big for her face. Oh, thank you, White Cat. Yeah, he's out there somewhere. Okay, art teacher. I'm cautious about coming across too strongly with my opinion, because, you know, art is such a subjective thing. Art is really what works for you, not what works for me or whatever. So I'm more than happy to like tell you what I like or don't like, but I don't want you to feel in any way that, you know, X product is wrong for art in general or something like that. It's just what I prefer. So I'm a little cautious about coming across too strongly on somebody. Oh, thanks, Philip. Hello, Yo-Yo. Welcome to the stream, love. Awesome, art teacher. Thank you. Alright, so Classic Harley has a dark red lip, or a blood red lip. So I'm using my Sharpie permanent marker in the ultra fine point. So when I was at Comics Elite in Indianapolis, I realized that I didn't really have all the proper tools. So they took me to Walmart, and I was able to find everything I needed at Walmart, which is amazing because the art store was kind of far away. And sometimes the art stores, you know, they specialize in one particular thing. But Walmart had everything I needed. Whoop! Mostly because it was Sharpie markers was all I needed. In multiple sizes. So I got a whole pack of these ones and then a whole pack of colored Sharpies. And they've been incredibly helpful for getting these blanks done. They really, though, only work on this paper over the acrylic wash that I put down earlier. Oh, thank you so much, White Cat. I appreciate that. You're awesome, Mr. E. I don't know if you got my email from last night, though. You get a little delve into my brain. It went full temperamental. So I'm leaving a teeny weeny little gap in between both of her lips just for me, so I can see where I intended for the top and the bottom lip to meet. And then I'm gonna go in and read and use the black Sharpie marker. You did? Oh, okay, good. You know what, the Sharpies last me for a really long time. The ones that don't, like, they'll last me a good year. The ones that don't last me nearly as long are the metallics. Those, their life and even their shelf life is not that great. But I understand that. Metallics are a lot more tricky to put in a felt product, like a felt nib. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. E. For any parts that are on this actual paper, I use the Molotov pens. Here we go. Oh, hello, Anthony. Welcome back. Very cool, you guys. All right, I am just looking up. You know what's one thing? No matter how many times I have drawn classic Harley, or even Suicide Squad Harley, or any of those things, I'm constantly finding myself confused as to which way, which side is which of her, her ears, or her, you know, jester hat thingy. So it ends up being really a whole thing. So I'm just checking online with my timeline photos to see if I posted a Harley. Checking. I haven't posted one of the Harleys I did. Classic. Oh, wow. Okay, I was gonna ask you, art teacher, if you were the art teacher that I met at C2E2. Great to see you on here, and thank you so much for your kind words and encouragement. You are awesome. All right, so I'm going to use a light blue. Harley has light blue eyes, so I'm going to put that in first. And I'm just kind of mapping it out so that I get them in the same spot. Otherwise, it can kind of ruin the whole look you're going for. No, not yet, Philip. I haven't. I'm kind of in the middle of a deadline myself, so I've got to, I need to call the art store. This pen is getting mucked up. So I need to call the art store and see if they have them. If they don't, then I'll buy them off of Amazon. Obi-Wan, I prefer traditional work. Let's just put it that way. That would be my favorite for sure. As far as penciling, inking, or coloring, if it's with Copic marker, coloring for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna check classic Harley Quinn. Okay, I thought so. It's black on the right, red on the left. Happiness. So it's time to work on that and do the outline of her face. Wait a minute. Nope. Okay, so she does have ears, and I always like to put a little something to indicate that yes, this character does have ears. Nobody be alarmed. And I'm filling it completely so that instead of the white being, you know, a part that has some of, you know, the actual background confetti or whatever, it's going to be actually white. So I'm going to put the white in at the end with the acrylic paint pen. I'm missing all the solar system talk. I'm sorry, I have not been able to keep up with it. So this marker, it's easy to see with the red and the black. It's really hard to tell with the white. You kind of have to touch it. But with the red and the black of these Molotov pens, they're really, really easy to see when they're wet or dry. Once they dry, they go matte. When they're wet, they're glossy. Oh, okay, Shane. Hello, Jason. White Cat, I have thought about tattooing before, or no. I have never personally considered tattooing. I've had many people suggest it to me over the years. I am squeamish. I don't really want to be anywhere near people's blood like that. ever, if I can help it. If someone is hurt, obviously I will jump to the charge and be as helpful as I possibly can. But to actually be around blood as a personal choice, no thank you. I get queasy and it yucks me out. But I'm more than happy to give my art to people to use as tattoos. And I really respect tattoo artists. It's got to be incredibly difficult and yeah, just not easy to do. I find it incredibly amazing with the tattoos that people have, and like it blows my mind. So I really respect the tattoo artists. It's just not for me. You know, and some things just aren't. I would make a horrible nurse as well. Yes, motherly instincts will 100% jump to action for sure when there's a need. Not of personal choice. Kind of freaks me out. Now, because Harley is going over really where Ivy's arm is, I don't really feel that Ivy's arm, if someone misses, if the arm is covered, I don't really think anybody's going to miss her elbow. I've never met anybody that told me they had an elbow fetish, so I think we're good as far as covering that goes. Maybe someday I'll be surprised and someone has one, but not me, not yet, in all my years. You're calling it, Shane? That's fine. My brother has like 10 of them. These paint markers are Molotov, M-O-L-O-T-O-W. And they're acrylic paint pens. So far, they're the best ones I've found. And they don't seem to run out very quickly. I would say the problem that I'm running into with the green, which I'm going to run into when I do Ivy next, is the one thing that happens is they start not mixing well. And the paint is like in little chunky particles, and it's like, it's not a smooth finish anymore. It's kind of sandy almost. So I think with a few of them, I am gonna have to buy new markers, but I've been using them for over a year now. So it takes a while before they go funky. Okay, now we're not gonna see very much of it, but once the Harley suit goes to her neck, it actually switches, and it's red on this side and black on the other, and it's kind of like an empire waisted cut, and then it goes down into the base of her leotard bodysuit thingy. We're not going to see all of that. We're just going to see her little neck collar bib dealio, so I'm going to draw that now. Just need to do the neck part over here. And once the red dries, I will do a black outline around the red. But I can still see that it's a little bit glossy, which means it's still wet. So I need to leave that for now. And then there's just a little bit of black here that we're gonna see under her neck. And then we're going straight into the white. Hey, Sloppy Octopus. Their dry time is, one of the pens was so bad with dry time, it took forever to get dry, like 2 hours. Most of the time on these, it's like 5 or 6 minutes. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is get this in with the thin pen, and I'm just gonna do the outline real quick. Same here, we're gonna do the outline, her neck, then it goes into the bib pieces. Now the reason why I'm doing these first is because it's actually quite a big section of white, and the last time I tried to do it on top of her red and black suit, and it was a mess, and it took many coats for me to get it to look white. So for a big area like this, I'm just gonna fill it with white first and then go around it with the black and the red. I learned my lesson. All right, so now that needs to dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to just clean up a few little dots of the pencil. You can't see much, but just any of the little teeny weeny lines that you can see, I'm just gonna clean them up real quick. There we go. Oh, you can see a little tiny bit by her chin. There we go. All right, so now this needs to dry. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes and start working on Ivy. And that's how I have to do it with the remarks, is kind of go around in circles. Oh, but actually, I can give her cheeks a little bit of color. So this is just my normal colored pencil. It doesn't pick up a ton on this paper, or even with the acrylic on there, but it does pick up a little bit, and it just gives her a little bit more of that Harley look, where she's got slightly rosy cheeks, at least in some of the versions of her, and then her skin is painted white. There we go. Oh, that's awesome, Anthony. Now, here we go. Hello, David. Welcome to the stream tonight. All right, the black is dry now, so I'm gonna put some highlights into the black. Reactivating the pen real quick. And I'm going to give the red side a black outline. This part upside down just so that my hand isn't resting on the blank, because it could make my hand pick up some of the ink that isn't quite dry yet. white is dry. So now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to have the black on this side, and I'm going to outline around the bib thingy that she has. And it's not going to touch Ivy, so I'm going to go around Ivy with a little bit of a white halo just by leaving the paper white. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the red. Oh, I got a new follower. Whoever you were, thank you so much. And I'm aware that I still need to put the little pom-poms at the end, and I'll do those later. It's that I haven't incorporated that yet, Sloppy. But yeah, for subs, it's my email list. Because I already have that worked out. Okay, so this one now, I need to let this stuff dry. So now I will, even though I had kind of jumped the gun a little bit before, I will start working on Ivy, and I'll move over to finishing up Harley in a minute. All right, and I'm gonna thin out her chin a little bit. I went too far on her chin before. Shorten her nose. Fix up her eyebrow a little bit. Okay, there we go. And because I'm doing it on the inside and I'm kind of drawing onto the acrylic paint, I can actually use my thinner Sharpie pen. Okay, and then I have a brown that I'm going to use for her eyebrows. And I'm going to grab a couple of the oranges that I have. Sorry if you guys can't hear me. All right. And then I kind of mix a few colors together to get a more natural looking pink for her lips. Oh, thank you so much, Ido Haran. Okay, so I just used kind of a lighter pink, and now I'm going to go in with like a maroon color. All right, so I've got the maroon in there, and now I'm going to blend it with the pink. Okay. Brown for her eyebrows, because her hair is so very red. this will help not look too harsh. Generally, the rule of thumb is that your eyebrows should be about 2 shades darker than your hair. So that's why I like to use those kind of colors, like a brown color for eyebrows. Okay, I have the red, so here we go. I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeshadow on her. So I know that that blush looks really aggressive right now, but once I start putting in her hair color, it's gonna really wash out her face, which is why I'm going a little bit darker. Yeah, Devin, one person did. I mean, I'm sure more people would have, but the store took one request. So what I do with the Sharpie markers is I kind of blend them. So I'm going to be mixing this with some brown and then some red and making her hair have a little bit of shading to it. And then at the very end, I'll put some leaves in her hair and stuff. I always like a few little offshoot hairs. It kind of makes it look more realistic. All right, so this is brown, and I'm gonna be mixing like some deeper orange, some brown, even some red paint pen into her hair. So any shading that I'm putting down right now is going to be pretty rough because I know I'm going to go in with the orange and blend them together. And you can kind of push the Sharpie around for a little while before it completely dries. This can't be good for the marker nib, but honestly, I don't really worry about it because I bought this marker specifically for Ivy. So if it gets a little bit ruined, well, at least it did its job. Nope, that does not work. Okay, I'm trying to get a second coat on the hair where the strokes are a little bit longer. And then I'll go in with the red Molotov pen. Okay, let's get the red Molotov pen, put in a few more lines, and then I'm done with this one. Oh, thank you, Kylie. And I need to let that dry now so that I can put in some leaves and stuff in her hair. Oh, that is so awesome, Kylie. Congratulations. We will, Anthony. That is 100% the plan. We will be doing another Twitch party soon. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and sign this one since it's nearly finished. All right, so now here, all I need to do is a quick little outline for her neck collar thingy. And I really only need to do it on the red side. And then now I'm gonna go in and put her little pom-pom thingies, and then this one will be done. So once the pom-poms are in, I'll go over them and give them a little bit of texture and outline with like, I don't know, one of the Sharpie pens or something, so that they've got something. Actually, I think when I did all the remarks in Indianapolis, I just used a pencil because I don't want the lines to be too harsh, but I do want it to be a little bit more clear than that. All right, and I'm gonna give it an outline around it, because I like those. Hey, Keeman. Welcome to the stream today. All right, so my green is not very good. Like it's settled down at the bottom, and I think it's got some issues now. So I have to really shake it, and even then I can hear that the ball is only shaking in a tiny little spot, which is really frustrating. I need to buy a new one. Oh, the white pen that I used is a Molotov paint pen. M-O-T-O-L-O-W. So that's what I'm using for all of the colors right now, pretty much. Except for a small amount of Sharpie. And I like to give Ivy a little Couple little designs on her. There we go. And then once this dries, then I'll put like a blue flower. I have a acrylic blue, so I'll be able to do that. Thank you, Chris Love. All right. So the green is not as strong. It's fine, but for some reason it's not quite as good as the other ones. But I don't think it's the green's fault. I think it's just a little bit old, so it's not working as well. Let's see if this is dry. No, it's not, and I just got my fingerprint in it. So I need to add a little bit more white in here. Now, these Molotov paint pens are amazing, but I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do these remarks at conventions because you need to set them aside and let them dry for a while. So they might have to be, if I take any of this particular type, I might have to do them at night and not on the show floor. It's just a disaster waiting to happen, I think. Okay. So these ones do have some drying that they need to do before I can do the final wrap up on them. But so far we've got 3 remarks done, and I'm pretty sure I can get one more done before we go. So let's see. I'm gonna give everybody a choice. I have 6 that I've been doing. It's the Batman Who Laughs, Ivy, Catwoman, Harley, and the Joker. Oh, so I was really only doing 5 for the most part. So which of those 5 would everybody like to see? Oh, thank you, Dave. Good to see you here. Yeah, these aren't dry. But anyway, they're pretty much close to done. All right, the 2 first people said Catwoman. Mr. E. Bane was... Oh, someone said Joker. Okay, well, Catwoman has 2 winners for now. Okay, more Catwoman. So I'll do Catwoman for the rest of the stream, or for this one. All right, because I need to leave in exactly 30 minutes. I'm cooking dinner tonight. So I did a lot of prep work before the live stream, but then I have to go finish cooking dinner. So these I'm setting aside. And let's do a Catwoman. Yeah, Chris Love, probably. The Harley and the Batman Who Laughs are not up for sale. The other ones, it's just Comics Elite was so awesome and sent me a bunch of books that I can have, like comps, because they're sweethearts. So yeah, I will probably put these up for sale at some point. I know, I wish I could. Okay, so for anyone who's just gotten on the stream since the beginning, I do a quick erase over the book. Now this is a technique you do not want to do on a normal book. Like I could not do this on the Batman 50, for instance. If you try to erase on the Batman 50, it's going to pick up the ink and you're going to actually destroy the book. So, you know, what I'm saying and what technique I'm using is only for something that is very high gloss. And that's what this one is extremely high gloss. So, definitely use with caution as far as erasing. I know it works on this one. I was given a couple damaged books in Comics Elite that I could test on first to find out what worked best. So this erasing technique is literally what it does is you can, it just helps remove a little bit of the sheen. Or if it's not removing sheen, it's putting down a little bit of eraser residue that's making the book not quite so slick. So I'm just erasing where I plan to work. There we go. JJ Batman King, thank you so much for being here. Old school Catwoman. All right, let's see. I have never really drawn her very much. Old Catwoman, purple. Oh, I like the way that the her cat ears look and the way it cuts up into her into like in her mask. That's really cool. Now I'm gonna have to see if I even have purple. I may not, you guys, and then that one's dead in the water, but we'll try. Okay, let me check if I have any purple. I do. Win. Okay, the purple suit it is. We can do this. All right. Oh, I'm glad you guys are happy. Yay! Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is prepare it for the color. So I'm gonna be mapping out where her mask is and then where I will be putting her face. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are happy. That's awesome. Okay, I'm just seeing the way the ears are done on this one, which are slightly different than what I normally do. Okay, and then her hair comes out from the back of the suit. So let's give her some nice long black curly hair. Okay, so first things first, I need to mask all of this out. But thankfully the white does dry quite quickly. So we should be all right on time. Okay. Oh yay, I'm glad you like it. Thank you. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do all of it so that my hope is that the purple will show up better if it's over white. Okay, so that part is drying. And while it's drying, I'm gonna try out doing the, like her neck part and some of her hair so we can kind of make good use of time since I only have 20 minutes left. Now I know she has long hair. Don't be alarmed. I'm aware, and I will be putting the long hair on top with the paint pen, so it's not going to be a problem. And it's looking like royal blue there, guys, but it is the purple color of the cake. I don't know why it's kind of throwing off the camera a little bit. All right, and then I have a darker purple pen, so I'm gonna see how this looks as an outline. Nope, can't see it. All right, let's try black. Then maybe mix in a little bit of maroon. I wonder if that will work. Yeah, the marker looks purple, but then it's showing up as blue. But it is purple. Oh, welcome back, David. Ah, not quite dry. Almost. Yeah, pretty much. The camera does love to play tricks. I wonder though if I do try, because it isn't like perfect. I wonder if I could mix a little bit of Copic into it. No. I've never mixed Copic and Sharpie marker together, but there's a first time for everything. Oh, that's great, Kylie. Well, I've never mixed Copic and Sharpie together. This might be ruining my nib. And I might have to let this dry for a very, very long time, but we tried something new. Okay, I'm gonna start in on her hair now. And I'm gonna use my black Molotov pen, and for starters I'm just gonna like do it straight black, but then I'm gonna go over it with white colored pencil, kind of like I do with the Copic and when I'm doing a Copic piece. Now here you're not gonna see any black showing up, but I can see it, and I will put highlights back in to kind of make it all work properly together. Yeah, the Copic is helping to actually change the color of the Sharpie a little bit and give it more of that actual purple look, thank God. Okay, so she has long curly hair. think it's dry now. So while that's drying, I can start working on the face. Thank you, Gabriel. You know what? I'm not entirely sure. She is in a full suit in this one, like the purple suit. And then it has little, like, almost cat, like the cat eye glasses that she has. It has a little tick in her face mask. I'm not entirely sure which suit it is, though. Oh, thank you, Kylie. Guys, I may not actually even manage to finish this one on stream, but we can get it started at the very least. Okay, I'm just getting sure I'm doing this right. Okay, sorry, Wayne. Weep, I know you guys wanted the 40s one. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Okay, now it's time to start figuring out her cowl. Okay, so it goes pretty low on her nose, and then it goes down on her face and across like that. And then on the other side, same thing, down and then across, but we won't be seeing that. Under her eye like so. And then it curls up and around. Like that. And I should probably get the white all the way around now that I think about it, which is what I intended to do, and I don't know why I sort of chickened out. All right, so I'm gonna start inking part of her face, and let's get some of the purple in there. Let's see if this shows up as purple on this. No, it's still kind of blue, so let's try my Copic. Hey, Painted Dreams! Oh, you are awesome, Kylie. Thank you. That's too pink. Thank you, Philip. This is pretty much exactly what using Copic on the Yupo paper looks like, Kylie. If not a little bit worse. So I'm gonna get myself some purple Molotov pens once this one's done, but I'm gonna keep blending until it actually looks right. The darker pen looks better, so I'm sticking with it. It kind of covers up a lot of the look of the marker kind of drying upon itself. And I'll, of course, do an inked outline around her, and then also give her some highlights. All right, thank you, Anthony. Well, guys, it has been a lot of fun to do this whole stream with you. Like, seriously, thank you so much for hanging out for the remark time. I hope that you've seen kind of how remarks are done, for those of you who haven't seen anyone do them before. And everybody, of course, has their own method of doing remarks, but this is the way that I've found works for me, at least on this particular book. You know, every book is different, so you gotta kind of play it by ear and just try to figure out what works at the time, which is always very exciting. It's not one tool fits all, that's for sure. So once this dries, I'll go over it with another pass. And then I'm gonna actually, well, let's see. Does it change the color if I do this? Not really. A little bit. All right, well, I'm gonna go over it with another pass. We'll just do this. So it's gonna need to dry for a minute anyway. But guys, thank you so much for being here. To those of you that are subscribers and are on my email list, thank you so much for that too. You rock. And I hope that you have a fantastic evening, and I'll catch you on the next stream, which is gonna be on Friday, hopefully. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna be doing on that one, but I'll keep you posted. And like usual, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my email list. So I will give you a link for anyone who hasn't subscribed already. Let's just turn that off. Thank you guys, you are awesome. See you later. Love you all a ton. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will catch you next time. Sorry I have to leave in such a hurry, but we will for sure be doing raids on the weekend because we need to share lots of love with everybody else too. So thank you all a ton. I'll catch you on the weekend, well, on Friday afternoon. And I love you. I'll see you on social media, I'm sure. Thank you all a ton. Have a fantastic evening. Love you guys, bunches. Bye.